name is Elisa with St. Mary's County Library, and welcome back to Pint-Sized Playtime. This week's sensory activities are all about cooking and edible activities. Each of these activities is taste safe and edible. However, I would like to add a choking hazard to this video. Make sure you're keeping a close eye on your little one when they're playing with some of these activities if you choose to do them. Some of these activities are going to be very yummy and fun for your child to eat, while others are not gonna be quite so yummy. Today, we're gonna focus on edible sensory bins. I have lots of ideas for sensory bins that use materials that you probably have in your pantry or fridge. These materials are great to create an edible sandbox or sensory bin for your child. It's always really encouraged that you add shovels or kitchen utensils, measuring cups, different things that your child can use to play in the sensory bin, as well as adding things to hide and have them find in the sensory bin, or just adding water once they get bored with the specific sensory bin. What is great about these activities is that you really can engage all 5 senses. You can ask your child what the food looks like, what color is it, what size is it, if you add water, does it change, things like that. Ask them how it feels to dig their hands in there and feel around, and ask them to describe that feeling. Ask them how it sounds. Some of these have really fun different noises that they make if you crunch them in your hands or just run them around the bin. There's a lot of different noises that can be made, so ask your child about that. Ask your child how it smells, and of course, if applicable, you can ask your child how it tastes. As I said, some of these are going to be more taste friendly than others. First up is popcorn kernels. This is really fun just because the popcorn kernels have a really fun, kind of satisfying noise to them, and it can be really fun for kids just to dig their hands in, feel the popcorn kernels, and interact with popcorn in a totally different way. Next up, we have dried beans. Like the popcorn kernels, these are really fun just to get your hands in and, you know, play around with, dig in, fill different cups with. You can also add water and ask them, do they float? Do they sink? What do they feel like? Do they change texture at all when you add water? Next up, we have dried rice. This is always super fun just because it's a lot like sand, so you can do a lot more of the things that you might do in a normal sandbox in the rice. Like the rice, we have sunflower seeds or different nuts. You can put different kinds of nuts and seeds in a bin and have them describe the different feel of them, how they look different, are they different colors, things like that. Next up is a personal favorite, and that is dried pasta. This is really fun because not only can you just dig around and feel around the actual dried pasta, you can also snap them in half or crunch them between your fingers, and it just adds to the sensory experience. Next up, we have breadcrumbs. I really like the breadcrumbs because it is a lot like sand. This is a really great edible alternative for sand just because it has that really fine, grainy texture without the horrible time of getting sand out of your toddler's mouth. Next up, we have oatmeal. I have steel cut oatmeal here, so it is a little bit smaller, so it does resemble sand a little bit more. I actually prefer non-instant oats. I like those because they do hold their shape a little bit better even when they get wet. If you use instant oatmeal, that's also a really fun addition to the sensory experience because you can have them play in that dry oatmeal, add the water, and then have them play in the goopy, totally different texture of wet oatmeal. Next up, this actually might be my real favorite, and that is rice cereal. What's really cool about rice cereal is if you get a family-sized box from, say, Walmart, you can actually fill the bottom of a whole kiddie pool. I know from experience. Rice cereal was one of the most popular activities at our Munchable Mini Monet almost a year ago. What's so great about this is that this is really fun to crunch in your hands because it's really easy. It's completely taste safe because it does dissolve in your baby's mouth, and it just has such a fun texture to play with. I would totally recommend letting your child have a spray bottle and spraying water onto the rice cereal just to get that snap, crackle, pop sound, and that way you can talk to them about the different noises the cereal makes when you add water. It's also super fun just to pick up and let fall out of your hand. I personally really like the rice cereal sensory bin. Next up we have flour. This is one of the messiest activities. This is the one you're probably going to want to do outside just because it is going to get everywhere. The fun part of the flour is that you can throw it around like snow if you feel so inclined. You can draw in it, you can pack it into things, you can dig, and it's a really fun, edible alternative to sand. Another really great alternative to sand is brown sugar. I really like the brown sugar because it is so moldable and packable, so that they can make their own little sand castles in brown sugar. You will have to use a decent amount of brown sugar in order to make sand castles, but I think it's really fun. I think it adds a totally different sensory experience. If you were to do like a baking sensory day and have your child play in flour and then play in regular granulated sugar and then play in brown sugar and then let them experience the differences there and talk to them about that difference, I think that would be super fun and a way to kind of jazz up your sensory play. After that, you can make cookies, make a whole day out of it. Probably not with the flour and sugar you used for your sensory play, but the idea is there. Next up, we have an edible alternative to the shaving cream bin that we played with 2 weeks ago. You can use Cool Whip. I love this. I think it's a great way to let your child play in that ooey gooey, really fun and satisfying sensory bin without worrying that they're going to eat the shaving cream because it's Cool Whip. You can also add food coloring if you're not too worried about dyeing your hands, just for an added element of fun. Next up, we have marshmallows, and marshmallows are great for sensory play because not only can you fill a bin with them and let your child go crazy, you can also just give them one marshmallow and really have them investigate it. Have them hold the whole marshmallow in their hand. Talk to them how it feels, how it bounces, how does it smell. Have them taste a little bit of it. Does it have a sound? Things like that. Then have them rip the marshmallow in half and ask them the differences in touch, taste, smell, sound. Do they notice a difference? And really just have them play with that one marshmallow, and it can make a big impact. And of course it's really fun because you get to eat it at the end. Next up, we have another favorite from Munchable Mini Monet, and that is a Jell-O sensory bin. You can make one color Jell-O, chill it in the fridge, and let your kids just dig in with their hands. You can also make a rainbow Jell-O sensory bin, which is what we did at the library. You'll just need the different colors of the rainbow. So some cherry Jell-O, some lime Jell-O, some blue raspberry Jell-O, some lemon Jell-O, any different colors that your child might like. What you're gonna do is you're gonna make all your Jell-O. I would recommend putting your Jell-O in a container that's going to let it spread out. That way you're going to get thinner pieces of Jell-O. What we did at the library, we cut them into squares and then just layered them in rainbow order in a bin. You can also just dump the Jell-O in. You don't need to make the perfect little squares in rainbow order. Your rainbow is going to get pretty messed up pretty quickly. This is really fun because it also enables your child to kind of do some color play. What happens when you mix green and blue Jell-O? Does it change at all? What happens if you mix red and blue? What happens if you mix all the colors together? So not only is this a sensory activity, it's also a color learning activity. This is super fun because it is entirely taste safe. It does actually have a smell, and it's going to feel very sticky and strange. Last up, we have another super fun, kind of different activity. This is called spaghetti slime. What you're going to do is you're going to bring a pot of water to a boil. You're going to put some food coloring or Kool-Aid, depending on what you'd like to do. Both work just as well. And then you're going to put some spaghetti into your pot. You're going to let your spaghetti cook. It does not matter if it's al dente or kind of mushy. Turns out well either way. You're going to drain out all the water and rinse the spaghetti in ice cold water. And now you have spaghetti slime. I only did mine in a pink color, but I would recommend making a couple batches in different colors to really get a fun, different experience. This feels really weird because it's just playing with cold, slimy spaghetti, but it is also really fun because it lets your kids play with their food. This works with gluten-free pasta and normal pasta, and I have not tried it with chickpea or other pasta substitutes, but I do know that it does work for both regular and gluten-free pasta. So those are some super fun edible sensory bin ideas. I hope you guys try these out at home. Please tag us in your photos if you do try them at home. I would love to see them. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in 2 weeks for more sensory play ideas. Bye.